Okay, now every time I do a video, I can't remember the names of all the mods that I use. As you can see, I have plugins of 70, one active 70, mods 58. That all means that this great big long list here is what I use to make the settlements I use. So trying to remember them all was ridiculous. So what I thought I'd do is give you a quick video to show you the ones that I use, a little bit about them and what I think of them. Okay, Armorsmith ones to start. Just gives you more options on the armor, much better crafting abilities with the armor, usable, very very good. One of the most popular ones on Nexus. Nexus mod managers who I use for my mods. Very simple, very straightforward. Concealed armor. Had some problems with this. I'm not sure whether it was with the original problem that I had with the load ordering mod, which I now don't use, but I haven't used it since. But the premise of this one is kind of cool, that you could wear an outfit, let's say the Minutemen general outfit, you could wear combat armor on top but conceal it so that you actually only see the general's outfit, which is neat. So it's underneath your clothing, so it's a bit more immersive, so you can actually be protected but look like you're just wearing clothes and what have you, which is kind of cool. Rebel, I love this one. It gives you a very sniper-esque kind of outfit. In my mind, it looks like XCOM 2 snipers, um, with the hood and everything. They look kind of cool. With another mod, I think it comes under Armorsmith Extended, I'm not sure. You can actually wear clothing, all clothing, underneath armor, so you can really play with it and make it look really neat. These are God mode cheats that I use now that I've played the game through and completed it on Brotherhood, Railroad, and Minutemen Institute endings. I feel that I've done due course and due diligence playing the game as it was intended. So now I've got these guys to help me out, because now basically I'm using it as a building, and I enjoy making the settlements. So Happy Maker, which is like a jukebox, it produces happiness, which is quite cool. Rich Merchants, so much nicer. These guys have like 30,000 to 30,000 caps, I think it is. Yeah, 30,000 says over here. Secret Basement Stash in Sanctuary Hills, I think that is. Oh, is it the vault? Yeah, there's a little vault there. There's some bits and bobs in there. Nice, helps you start off the game. Jetpacks don't use action points when you're flying. Nice, like that. Self-explanatory. Untinted scope vision, really like that, because it's so hard to see for a night scope. You would be able to switch scopes out in reality, so there we are. VTech care package for those guys, you guys that want to start building. This is fantastic. If you read it, 5,000 in Sanctuary Hills. There's just 5,000 of everything, which is a really good place to start. And then this one, again, is another one for building supplies. You build 3 different containers. You leave them when you walk away. You zone out, you zone back in, and they're full of 100 of everything. You get like 100 dumbbells, which is the lead for ammo, and so on and so on. It's just, these are really, really good for crafting, these last 2. Very, very good. Different DPMs for camo, don't need to explain that. Craftable ammo, don't need to explain that. No perk restrictions on the crafting the ammo, very, very good. Okay, so let's get into the crux of it, the real, what I use for my systems. Now this is better generators. Sorry, I've got it right there to read. I'm trying to read the description as well. An idiot. Just makes the generators have more power on them. So like the small one will have, I think, 30 and so on. Far Harbor Decor, that one goes without saying what that is. Filled weapons displays. If you haven't seen the Sanctuary video yet, then these are fantastic. They are boards like the boards that we got with the DLC, but instead of just cork boards that you put one weapon on. This guy has made panels full of weapons, and then there are about 10 different panels, I think, ranging from pistols to miniguns. Oh, I won't spoil all the fun. If you're a bit immersive and you want nice, neat panels for armories, gun shops, etc., etc., this is for you. It's fantastic. This is generated in the fuse boxes. Really good. It takes the generator power of 3, 5, and 10 power and puts it inside of the little fuse boxes. So rather than having a big smelly generator inside your houses and your work areas and big noisy fume spewing horribles, you can put one of these up and it attaches wires to lights and machinery, etc., etc. There is a 100 energy one, but it would just be too like brass knuckles to Superman to give you 100 energy for next to no resources. So what this one, it does actually require you to put one of your fusion cores into it to make 100 energy. If you're like me and you're in the game, you've got plenty of everything, then a fusion core is not a problem. Some essential ones: increased build limit. Gives you basically a 30 times build limit to the settlements. Can't achieve what I achieve without it. I don't think anybody could make a reasonable settlement on vanilla standards because there's very few items allowed. Northern Diggers crafting resources. These are the settlement work areas you'll see in all my settlements. Fantastic little mod. Under resources, you plonk them down, and if you've got some of the ones that I've got here later on, you don't need your workers walking around in fields, or you want them to do something that's stood around idle. They can produce stuff. It's good fun, and it makes it a bit more immersive. Small beacon, yeah, I put this one in to Spectacle Island, that's the fella. And it just seemed to take away not having that big tower beacon beaming out the sound. So I kind of like the vanilla beacon for that, but it is useful. It looks like a fuse box again, same as the power generators, and it works. But what can you say? It's up to you what you want for your immersion. Working food planters, don't need to say. Easy hacking, that's another gameplay one. Absolutely essential is to increase your settler population. Having 20 settlers, or 27 I think it is if you've got maximum charisma or something stupid like that, just doesn't cut it. Especially when you consider the size of some of my settlements. Spectacle Island, for instance, is massive. I have something in the region of 15 droids doing security on that one. So yeah, that would be leaving me with just over like 7, maybe, so that would give me 12 settlers to completely work my settlement. Wouldn't help. So that one is absolutely essential. Canned foods, does what it says on the tin, literally, excuse the pun. You can get meats, foods, put them in tins, take them around and use them consumable as food. It's kind of nice for the immersion. Immersive liquor bottles, you've got things like Jameson's label. Wasteland wound care, again, there's a bit more immersion, and it helps me with decoration because it gives things like bandages and stuff like that. It's neat for decorations. This is a core mod. You need this one for any of the armor ones, I think. Weapons and ammo keyword community resource. Don't ask. I'm not one of these guys that knows what that is. Better settlers. This gives you better, more varied settlers. They have better clothing, etc., and better armor and better weapons and whatnot. Factional housing. Oh, the castle. This is a nice one. It's a neat little one. Gives you a room in the castle added on to the back of the castle. It's your own private little room. Very well decorated. The guy that's done it has done an amazing job. As to actual usefulness, not so much, but it's neat for immersion. Right, here we go. Settlement mods. Better settlement beds. Easy to understand that one. Better vendors. These guys are clipped. I don't know if anybody's trying to use the really big vending stalls inside a one square thing. It's just ridiculous. You can't use it. This app helps to do that. Helps to clip them into the right shape and size. Decontamination booth speaks for itself. Cages for a far harbour speaks for itself. Food generators. Now, as I was saying earlier on about settlers wanting them to do stuff, I found building a settlement has always been about one of the sanctuaries I've done, an earlier version, I might put a video up of it, just has food everywhere. And there are 15, 20 settlers, maybe more, um, actually assigned to food, just gathering food all day. Now, as realistic in a sense as that would be, it wouldn't be for every settlement in a post-apocalyptic world. There would be trading of food, there would be some kind of production of food, and so on. So there would be some farms, absolutely, I give you, but this one takes the old models for the power generators and gives you food instead. It's kind of cool. It makes you tuck them away somewhere, especially with the fuse box power generators. Stick them up and build a little bunker somewhere, stick them in it, and that's your food sorted. Homemaker, expanded settlements, very good. As it says in the description, 1,000 craftable objects, very good. Neat little bits and pieces. Flags, don't need to tell you about that. These guys are essential to my builds. The guard post rugs. Now, they come in 3 different flavours, as you'll see later on in one of my videos on Sanctuary. 1 defense, 3 defense, and 6 defense. Now, each person or robot you assign to defense can only provide 6 defense. So if you've got a 6 defense rug, you put it down, they will stay in that position. If you've got 6 1 defense rugs dotted around a place, they will patrol. Remember that, it's very good. It helps with and not having those ugly wooden guard posts dotted everywhere as well, because I really don't like those. I don't think they're brilliant. Movable workbench speaks for itself. Nuka-Cola furniture, proper trading stores and immersion. These are the rugs. Again, similar to the guard rugs, but these are brilliant, and you'll see them in my settlements, especially Sanctuary, new Sanctuary. They provide the same thing as a stall, but the settler stands on it, and you can build the shop much more immersive. So the settler will, instead of just standing behind a old timey lemonade stand, they have an actual shop you can build. It makes it much more immersive. I've done some work with it. It's pretty good. Repairable sanctuary speaks for itself. Absolutely vital if you want to make a nice sanctuary, because I've tried making sanctuary without the repairs and it just doesn't look right. Restaurant gives food. Makes sense really. If you've got a restaurant, it should provide food to your settlement quota. Sandbags, defensive wall. These are again more guard units. They're small sandbags which you can use for providing 2 defense. Again, plop them around a place, you've got guards walking and patrolling. Settlement raiding mod. Now this one, if you spent 60, 100 hours in game building your bastion, which nothing can ever penetrate, Bethesda's, excuse me, that's a stretch. Bethesda's raiding script doesn't really give you much of a chance to test it, because it's maybe one mob randomly stumbles onto it. Now, with his Sanctuary, very, very rarely you get anything stumble into it. But this mod gives you the ability to attack your own settlements. It comes with raiders, gunners, feral ghouls, Brotherhood of Steel, and I think there's some others, but they come in different levels, from easy all the way up to insane. As an easy way to describe it is, if you put Brotherhood of Steel at the castle, insane, you have waves of legendary Brotherhood of Steel, all in legendary power armor with legendary weapons, and there ends up being about 100 of them attacking your base. So yeah, you better make sure that you've spent those 100 hours wisely. Beautiful little mod though, well done. I love that one. Simple modular housing. It's got some nice little bits and bobs to add in there. I can't do without this one. Snap and build. I love this one. The guy has very extensive videos on Nexus Mod. I'm not going to blow smoke up his ass. He knows he's a genius. I think everybody that's used this mod knows he's a genius, and I do love it very, very much. Spring cleaning gets rid of all the crap, leaves and all the extra little bits and pieces that people have, the devs have put in, especially in Sanctuary. It's covered in it, leaves and bumps and dirt, and oh, it's just awful to build in. gets rid of it all. Gorillas for all, obviously, gorillas for all. 5 times leveling faster. Again, I'm doing the god sheets. Scrap dead things, very important, like that. It doesn't work on things you killed, like raiders or anything like that. But let's say in Spectacle Island, for instance, when you scrap the island, there are some dead settlers. You can scrap them. I can't remember the name of the place now. There's a warehouse in the middle, and there's a load of ghouls and houses surrounding it. In that one, you can scrap the ghouls. So if they're part of the settlement originally, you can scrap them, so you don't have these dead bodies hanging around. Sniper rifle and the M4A1. Right, that's it. That's my mods. If there's any new ones, I'll probably mention them when I do a video. Alright guys, thank you.